100% no Droids of Bunny, and there's no Ray Lowe's, no Ray Nobodies, no Kyle Ron fans, no sequel trilogy fans of any kind. We don't do that here. Today I want to talk a little bit about, it's Friday before the day. Okay, it's Friday before, yes. I'm cold. It's rainy outside. I've got to go see the horse soon, so I'm probably not going to be on for an hour. Give me half hour, 45 minutes, and I will give you the world. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So tomorrow is the end date for Kennedy's contract. Okay. Has it been extended? We haven't been told. 2 years or 3 years ago, we knew for a month. Her people at Lucasfilm let it out. It was not announced. It was not a big deal to Disney. They kept it low on the profile, but even in the way it came out in a little blurb and deadline, caused mass anger among the fans. We didn't want her back. You know, not understanding that they couldn't find anybody to take over her spot. And, the rumor was, I heard one rumor, Christopher Nolan, another rumor, they asked JJ if he wanted to take it. Hey, Dave. And nothing. And usually, when there's news to be had, it comes out right about now. It's almost 4 o'clock Eastern time. Now, we've got until 10 o'clock tonight when stuff like this can often, if it's not popular, or the marketing people and the PR people feel like it won't be received well. Hey, Jonathan. No, they weren't. And that's the thing. Hey, Ravens. If the news isn't going to be received well, or they want to keep it on the down low, they usually put stuff after Friday night's news come out. They'll put up a press release. What I think, hi Kojak, is that could happen. That could be tonight. Troy Pacelli could be on doing his after party on his channel, doing that stream there. Well, it's Mephiston. Here's the deal. From what Doomcock said, it was last time he talked about it. He said it was sitting on Chapek's desk. Lay down. Lay down. It was sitting on Chapek's desk, and he didn't sign it. He had not touched it. That's a big deal. Yeah, I think we all have to try because, hey, Just Nova, it is something that won't be publicly heralded. I mean, and even if it's a short-term contract, which I think Cameron reasonably expects that, and I think it would be a reasonable thing for us to expect too. It could be something like that, but they have to say something. Hey, Ben. But here's something that occurred to me today. I was looking at this and I was thinking, okay, so Scarlett Johansson settles out of court. Kevin Feige, they announced that Marvel movies are going back a month or two. Then they announced with that at the end that Indiana Jones 5 is being pushed back. Its release date, it's filming. They're filming right now. They're in Morocco. Its release date is being pushed back to 2023. Thank you, Dave. It's really interesting to me that this happened. And I thought, even if the rumors are half true, and again, I can't, again, I said this in my video this morning. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a pretty comprehensive thing. It's like 10 minutes. So it's not going to take out too much time out of your live, so watch it. Hey, Ragfear? Ragfear? Okay, cool, hi. It is not out of the possibility that if these rumors are even half true, that Chapek, uh, for some reason, they show up in, the Daily Mail. Chapek put it out there. Okay, you know, and I have another theory too, which is it's connected to Star Wars. But who raised his attention to it if he was the one that had it leaked? These rumors, these ridiculous rumors. Maybe he got it from Doomcock. Maybe they got it from YouTube, checked it out, and went, holy shit, what is she doing? Maybe it was someone connected to the shoot who was pissed. Maybe Bob Chapek knew this for a long time, which, if you're the president or the CEO of Disney, I would suspect that every change in a script would be on your desk for you to read. I really, honestly, and Alan Bergman would be reading it too. The rumor that Doomcock reported last week, or that Alan Horn was pissed, he's walking out the door and Kathy is fucking around with another franchise, and he, I don't know if he's an ally or not of hers, but the idea that he was upset is big. Okay, it's really interesting to me watching all this happen as it's going forward. And I'm thinking someone maybe on the set, the rumors come out, they get to Doomcock, they get to everybody else, WW Pro, a lot of other people. We start talking about it, but who's responsible for that? It can't be James Mangold, and I can't believe that's good. I can't believe he put up with that. Well, Just Nova, that is a possibility. That is a possibility. I also think that maybe one of the people behind Chapek maybe being involved with this is Harrison Ford. Now, I want to say this because no one ever brings this up. Kathleen Kennedy is not the sole arbiter of what happens on that movie. There are several other people that have very deep interests in what happens in the plot to get the fans, it butts into seats. One of them is Frank Marshall, and the other one is Harrison Ford. Frank Marshall, he's married to Kathy, I know this, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to go, oh, that's a great idea, we'll go with it. I think he seems like the kind of guy to be like, honey, what? And Harrison, this is his favorite character. I can't imagine him going, yeah, we'll just erase Indiana Jones from history now. So we can have this, time jumping chick, whatever. I have not heard that old redneck nerd. I have not heard that at all. I need that confirmed somewhere if they are. It's very interesting to me that no one's ever brought up the other people with interests. And James Mangold has flat out denied this. So are they changes to the script that started after they started filming? A lot of people are saying, no, we knew this stuff was happening when Phoebe Waller-Bridge showed up. Well, her showing up, she's an actress. She's not in charge of writing the movie. So I'm like, you guys gotta just, get off the snooty British public school girls bony ass for a little bit. So I think someone with a viable interest in this movie said, hey, this is happening. She's trying to implement this. I'm saying trying because again, Mangold has said, no to these, okay? There's absolutely no reason not to believe him, okay? And no, we don't need the Mangold Slayer to go, troll him again on Twitter. So, but something got these rumors out. No matter, I mean, the time travel is one thing, and that's stupid. Hey, Bobby, but the erasing Indy from history stretches credulity to the point of what the fuck. But I'm going to tell you something. Gather around before I get into removing producers. We heard from Doomcock and others, and Cameron has also verified that he heard it too, that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are busy working to remove the sequel trilogy from Star Wars canon, putting it into the Veil of the Force, thus erasing it from the timeline. Erasing the way they talk about how they were going to go about erasing Indiana Jones is literally what we've been talking about with erasing the sequel trilogy. If any of that is true, it is direct retaliation. And if these rumors are true, then what they're doing with Star Wars is happening. Okay? That is happening. Which is another moment of she has to go. Okay? And I can see her doing that. I can see her thinking the guys, because she thinks, they'll do whatever she wants them to, will just go along with it. Actually, no, they won't. I would never expect Harrison Ford to go, what a great idea. I think he would go, what the fuck? And then, so they get these long, they'll get these long ass pauses in filming. Why? Then then you find out that at least Frank is in the US. Is Kathy? Why would she come back here? Did she get called to the carpet and Frank went with her? Who and what and how is this all going? And when you look at that Instagram post, I don't think she was with him at Torrey Pines. I don't. So, if it's true and she was doing it to retaliate, that could actually really, really, that is a reason, that could be a reason why her contract is sitting on Chapek's desk and he's going, get away from me. Just get the fuck away from me. This is a huge deal. This is a big franchise. This is a lucrative franchise when they do it right. Not as big as Star Wars, but still, there's money to be made if they do it right. And the rumors are just someone's weirdo acid trip. All right, it's just what the flying are you doing? So it's very plausible to me that there is some retaliation going on. Because if you look at what Doomcock reported, it is exactly what Dave and John are doing to remove the sequel trilogy. Okay. Going back in time and killing young Indy. Okay. Now, I don't see Antonio Banderas. What's really interesting to me is that it's supposed to be Antonio Banderas that does it, which is why I know this is bullshit. But something happened. Something happened to make the Daily Mail post that rumor. It could be they posted that rumor to hide something else that's going on. Because when you look at the behind the scenes pictures, there's a video someone took in Italy of James Mangold talking with his actors. You got Banderas standing up here. You got Harrison, snooty British schoolgirl, and this other actor in a wetsuit. He's probably a stuntman. And they're talking to Mangold. He's talking about the scene. When you look at the stuff from behind the scenes, it doesn't look like Antonio Banderas is playing anybody but a captain of a ship that they're using to explore something. Okay, and that ship could be the Bantu Wind. Okay, it could be he could be the next captain. All right, I don't think Antonio Banderas has anything to do with any of this. I mean that part is ridiculous. Not to say that this rumor is true or not. Okay, but I don't think Banderas' character has anything to do with the Indy being murdered or young Indiana Jones being murdered, because this is present time, 1969 Indiana Jones, and Harrison doesn't have the uh, the spots marked out on his face for the deep fakers to do it. So I want you guys to understand that the reason why I don't believe all these rumors is because I'm not seeing it in the background pictures. Sure, we saw a Roman boat being in BTS photos. We saw guys dressed as Greek hoplite soldiers in hoplite armor, and we saw Roman guys dressed up in Roman legionnaires costume. But it doesn't mean anything. Okay, none of it means anything. It doesn't confirm anything. I've said this before, I'll say this again. I've had pictures taken of myself with an actor. And the story that people came up with in their teeny tiny little minds were amazingly hilarious to me. Okay, people can see a picture and derive something from it. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. A picture's a moment in time. That's it. And with no context, we don't know what's going on. Okay. But it still doesn't explain the fact that this rumor came out. Indiana Jones 5 has been pushed back its release date from next summer to the summer after. Why? Frank Marshall, at least, is here in the United States, and probably Kathy is too. Why? And can producers be pulled off a movie? It's a pay to play thing. And if they were to be pulled off a movie, they get paid a lot of money. But when I think about it, what the money that they're spending on this, and the fact that there's a lot riding on it, and it's not just her, it's her husband, it's Harrison Ford, it's James Mangold, it's George Lucas's legacy, it's Steven Spielberg's legacy. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade are two of the greatest movies he ever made. I put them above Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. Okay, those movies are perfect in of themselves, but if you look at Last Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark, they were such tight scripts. They were such beautifully made movies that they are what I consider the creme de la creme of Spielberg's career. Okay, and I'll fight anybody on that. All right, I will. He had amazing casts. He knew how to put that together. I look at it and go, you can't get better than this. You can't. So, it's his legacy too. Now, hey, you know what? He could have been the one that put that out there. Him and Lucas got a hold of Chapek and said, "Oh my God, what is she doing?" And all three of them, Harrison, part of that little cabal. Do I think she's going to be pulled off of Indy 5? Well, anything is possible. Okay, anything is possible. And the reason why is because, again, why did they move the movie back from a release date? And what is so wrong that they have to fix it? Okay. What is so wrong that they have to fix it up? What? And it doesn't have to necessarily be the rumors we heard. It doesn't even have to be time travel. I mean, Indiana Jones and the chick could parachute into a film being a sword and sandal flick being filmed. You know, with Franco Zeffirelli going, what the, being all pissed off. I mean, think about it. Think about it. That is very easily, you could use that footage and then add a little bit more around it, and then you'd have why that was going on. And you wouldn't have wasted any of it. Okay? See, there's so many ways you could fix that. I mean, so we've got until tonight after 10, because I think if they were going to break it, it's going to be around that time. I have seen nothing. I follow Deadline. I get the emails and news alerts from Deadline and Variety. I go look on Hollywood Reporter. And if it shows up on Hollywood Reporter it might say, something. Now, here's the deal. If they pulled her off the set to talk to her, and she doesn't go back to the set, Frank does and she doesn't, that says, Chapek said, I don't want her on the set anymore. All right. She can, she can pretend she's a producer. She can do whatever she wants. I will pay her money, but she cannot be on that set. Okay. Again. Yeah, Dave, that's actually what's happening right now. Even though I know a couple weeks ago, there's a picture of Harrison talking to a guy from behind. The guy was standing with his back to the camera, and I swear it was Frank. I swear. Okay. And again, Frank's a nice guy. I got nothing against him. Kathy might be as sweet as pie. Okay. But she's not a movie studio head. And if these rumors are true, and the more I think about it, it's like, no, they're not true. And I'm going to tell you something. When they announced Antonio Banderas, who's on set right now, was going to be in this movie, that was a done deal probably a year ago. Just like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, just like Mads Mikkelsen, all right? Those guys aren't just suddenly appearing and signed, okay? That anybody who believes that just happens like that is wrong, okay? It's negotiating a contract takes a long time. Those guys have to clear up spots on their calendar so they can actually be in the movie, okay? And there you go, all right? It's very interesting that there was a picture of Harrison with Callista, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and her manlet at a really nice restaurant in Sicily. And I'm trying to figure out, I hope Callista ate something. Just a pasta noodle, okay? And I'm looking at the picture going, and there's something about it where caption was, they're taking a few days off. And I'm like, again? And then Frank and I had a short little thing on Instagram, okay? There's something definitely not normal about any of this, okay? The moment they said the movie wasn't going to be released till the summer after next, That's okay, Maze. I'm not feeling too well either. It was really interesting to me. I asked around, and yes, producers can be pulled off of movies if they're not. I don't see her being upsetting on the set, but if she was really somebody going, you know, we put that rumor out there, even if it's not true. We put that rumor out there. Let's say the time travel thing is, everything else is not. We put the rumor out there, and it's like this will get the fans going nuts. So they go to a legit news organization, not Mikey Sutton, not WW Pro, none of us on YouTube. They go to the Daily Mail, which is a conservative, I think, the conservative news in England, and boom, all of a sudden the movie's pushed back a year. And it doesn't necessarily have to be these rumors. It could be for a whole different reason. We may never know. Okay? These rumors are crazy enough to suffice. Oh yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, those two guys are friends. Um, and I actually got a lot from WW Pro back in the day. You know, I don't read him anymore. I probably should. But it's just very interesting watching how all this plays out. Now, here's another rumor I heard, and this is from the Italian Indiana Jones Instagram account, that Toby Jones is playing Phoebe Waller-Bridge's dad. And I'm like, I mean, I could see that, but he's supposed to be, that was what I had heard first. Then they came out and said, he's actually playing Abner Ravenwood. That's a bridge too far. Now, it's far more, I mean, to me, that's just why? First off, looking at him and then looking at Karen Allen, I would, and looking at young Harrison Ford and who would inspire him. Toby Jones is about as inspiring as, you know, my dog's, you know, moose antler. What? Okay. No. He could be playing Bridges' daddy, Waller Bridges' daddy, but he's not playing Abner Ravenwood. In fact, there was a rumor out there that Fedora, remember the guy in Last Crusade, who's chasing young Indy all over because he's got the cross cornetto, and ends up getting walking into the house. They take the cross back and give it to Panama Hat, the other bad guy, the fat old guy. And he takes his fedora off and he puts it on Indy saying, "You lost today, kid, but it doesn't mean you have to be happy." That to me, I've heard this before, a lot of people think that was Abner. That was Abner Ravenwood. And that would make a hell of a lot more sense to me because that guy just comes off as a very, really great manly man role model. While Toby Jones is a short, dumpy, balding, fat dude. Okay, you know, I also heard that Waller Bridge is playing Marcus' daughter. Okay, you know, that would work too. All right, and that would actually make a lot more sense. But it's very interesting to me as you're watching this all go. I mean, they they're filming in Morocco. Yeah, but I'm talking about Last Crusade in the beginning. And that's the thing is that we were having a discussion on Midnight's Edge in Midnight's Edge chat, and people actually thought that the Germans, that Abner, you kind of get the feeling that they actually thought during Raiders that Abner was still alive. And when you watch the movie, Indy doesn't know he's dead, but still, what goes on is the Germans know Indy's been hired. They kind of put two and two together to find Abner Ravenwood and get the medallion. And he goes to Nepal, and the Germans followed him. I mean, when you watch the scene where he gets on the Pan Am Clipper in San Diego, in San Francisco, if you ever get a chance to go to an air museum and can board one, that was like a flying limousine. They were cool, and that was flying in style. Okay, you know, it really was really cool to see. So they go in, and you see Andy sit down, and he kind of says no thanks to the stewardess when she offers him a glass of champagne or a drink, and you see the guy in the back looking at him from above the newspaper. That's Tote. Okay, that's the bad guy who ends up grabbing the medallion and having one side of it burned to his hand. Okay, there you go. It's funny the things people don't remember if they haven't seen the movie in a while. So we're just gonna have to see, but today is gonna be a very interesting day. All right, it's gonna be very interesting, and we're just gonna have to kind of, play it by ear. I think. I honestly think that it's gonna be one of those things where tomorrow night, tonight at 10, if nothing goes through, there you go. I also want to say that one of the bigger channels, The Quartering, Jason Hambley, is on the set of Gina Carano's latest movie, that Western she's making. I mean, I'm sorry, but she's not Grace Kelly. Okay, just stop the hero worship. Okay. Again, what happened to her was wrong. I will always stick up for her, but it's time to let it go. Surrender the fantasy. Anyway, I'm gonna go see my horse. I'm gonna go check her eye and make sure she's doing okay, and probably come home and think about making dinner tonight. So I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Behave, be well. We'll see what happens today. Check y'all out later.